don't know what it's like that. Weird. Hot. It's weird today, y'all. How y'all doing out there in YouTube world? How are y'all doing in YouTube world? Hello, everyone. I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. We are talking about no other than Donald Trump. Yes, Donald J. Trump. We got a lot to cover, y'all. The big, beautiful bill is causing so much confusion. Elon Musk, etc., etc. So much is going on, you guys. Hello, Queen Victorious One. Hello, Whitey from the Southie. Whitey from the Southie. Oh, baby, I don't get EBT. I wish I did. You talking about your grandmother, your nieces, and your nephews, your sister, and maybe your wife as well. So you come on here front and say that a beautiful black woman gets food stamps. There's nothing wrong with EBT, baby. I wish I did get it because I just came from the grocery store. So I just came from Whole Foods, baby. And I would love to have EBT. I would go right in Kroger with it. Because I don't know if Whole Foods let you use EBT. I don't know. So if you think you come on here trying to break a black woman, what it is, you mediocre white men are intimidated by beautiful black women. Go get your teeth cleaned. Go get your cavity filled before you come over here effing with me. With your wife, what her booty do. You better go on somewhere if I hurt your feelings. I'm trying to stay monetized over here. You be don't make me say some stuff. Gonna run you all out of your town when I tell them about you over there sleeping with another man that's 2 doors down from you. Don't F with me today. You don't want to, baby. One moment, please. Again, how y'all doing today? Welcome to my live. We are discussing Donald Trump. Trump and his cabinet, this big, beautiful, effed up bill that is affecting the American people. America is supposed to be like a rainbow. But what's the likes of Whitey in my chat and Donald Trump? They wanted to be white power. It ain't happening on my watch because that's not what God created. And the first people on this earth were black people, are black people. Let's just put it that way. You're not even in the Bible. Tell me in the Bible, where are you? Where? You better go sit down somewhere, Whitey, if I hurt your feelings and I contact your wife and tell her about your bromance, Brokeback Mountain situation. You better go sit down. One moment, y'all. Today is like an emotional day. I had been keeping up with the Diddy situation. But, you know, I just thank God that he's now a felon like Donald Trump. Him and Donald Trump have so much in common. And he has no bail. I was rather disappointed that he got off from the RICO. But again, Donald Trump and Diddy are both two felons. Birds of the feather rock together. Diddy is a felon and Donald Trump is a felon as well. One moment. Y'all, it's hot today. I don't know if I'm able to take this heat. Just a moment, beautiful people. I'm opening up my iPad so we can get started. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? Thank you, Queen. Oh, yeah, no bail. You know, that made my day because I was so sad because I'm a SA survivor and I even cried early. I'm just going to be honest. I cried early about it. I'm an SA survivor and it really tore me that this man was not guilty of the things that he should have been guilty of. But sometimes we have to wait and see what God is going to do. So he has no bail. And I rejoice in that. I did a Holy Ghost dance earlier. I'm going to be honest. I rejoiced in that. I don't care what nobody say about me. That man is a dangerous man. Diddy and Donald Trump are dangerous people. One moment. We're going to go ahead and get started. Hit that like button as you all are coming in. Hit that like button. Come on, come on, come on. Show me your support. All you got to do is hit that like button and show me some love, okay? Hey, Queen Miss Bugs, how you doing, baby? So how do you feel about the verdict? I am excited about him not getting bail. And okay, it's only 2 charges of felony charges. That's what matters. He's now a felon. He can't get out. No bail was set for him. I thank you, Jesus. No bail was set for him.
News right now, Donald Trump doesn't seem to know what's inside the budget bill he's about to
All he
sign.
do is sign
This is very
things.
concerning. Notice is now reporting that a group of moderate Republicans went to the White House because they're concerned about the massive Medicaid cuts. And Donald Trump told them, well, as long as you don't touch Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security, you'll be fine.
He doesn't read anything. He just signed everything.
They respond, but sir, this bill touches Medicaid. It actually cuts nearly $1 trillion for Medicaid. This is a stunning situation right now. This is directly from Reese Gorman at Notice. The moderate members were told by Trump, don't touch Medicaid, Medicare, or Social Security if you want to win your
Trump is lying. He knew they was going to cut it.
One member responded
he knew they
Trump.
would cut
The White House
Medicaid.
told Notice that Trump is
He never
Medicaid,
accepts accountability.
We know that there are nearly $1 billion in Medicaid cuts in the bill. And I think it's highly concerning that the President of the United States doesn't really know what's inside the bill that he is gearing up to potentially sign as soon as this week. So spread the word so more people know and follow along, stay up to date on all the news that you need to know about. I'll have more to come soon.
So please subscribe to Aaron Partners. He's a great commentator. His YouTube work is amazing. He is a great content creator. So go to his YouTube, subscribe to him, Aaron Partners. Everything I show you guys is fair use, educational purposes, and great for research and great entertainment. I'm here to entertain y'all. I throw a little comedy here and there as well. So enjoy yourself while watching my channel. So the Iranian hackers are threatening to publish emails from Donald Trump's aides. And I hope it happens. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. And I pray to God that it happens. Because the American people need to know what's going on behind closed doors. They be lying in our faces, but they pulling strings like a puppet master behind doors. So I'm going to read to you guys what it says. Let me take a sip of water, okay? Because I was crying early because I was like, God, don't let that man get out of prison. Please, oh Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, don't let him get out. So I'm going to read to you guys. It says a group of hackers believed to be linked to Iran has threatened to release a significant volume of emails allegedly stolen from individuals within the President Donald Trump circle. The hackers, operating under the pseudonym Robert, claim to possess approximately 100 gigabytes of emails from their accounts belonging to prominent figures such as White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, Trump lawyer Lindsey Halligan, Trump advisor Roger Stone, even adult film actress Stormy Daniels. In recent online communications, Robert indicated they are organizing a sale of stolen material and express a desire for media outlets to broadcast this matter. This latest threat follows previous distribution of a smaller batch of emails to the media ahead of 2024 election. While those earlier leaks garnered some attention, they did not significantly impact the election's outcome. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi condemned the intrusions as an unconscionable cyber attack. The White House and FBI issued a joint statement through FBI Director Kash Patel, who vowed that everyone associated with any kind of breach of national security will fully be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Kick rocks, all of them. Kash Patel, we don't know which way you looking half of the time. Kick rocks. Bundy, and you're not honest about the Epstein files. Kick rocks and go get you some Botox. The Cyber Defense Agency, CISA, however, characterized this incident as nothing more than digital propaganda, and the targets are no coincidence. This is a calculated smear campaign meant to damage Trump and discredit honorable public servants who serve our country within distinction. Tehran has historically denied committing cyber attacks. The robber hacking operation first emerged in the final months of 2024 presidential campaign, claiming to have breached the email accounts of several Trump allies, including Ms. Wiles. Do what you gotta do. We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. The American people want to know the truth. We don't care about Donald Trump's feelings. Donald Trump don't care about our feelings. So why in the world is it expected for the American people to care about Donald Trump, Pam Bundy, Kash Patel? We don't know which way he's looking. Why should we care? This is a glorious moment I'm about to show you all about. Diddy. Judge denies Diddy's immediate release from custody. Diddy. So I'm going to read to you guys what it says. The judge denied bail for Diddy and set sentencing date for October 3rd, 2025. He says there's no way Diddy can prove that he is not a threat to anyone other community due to his abusive actions towards Cassie Ventura. As seen in the Intercontinental video, Diddy's lawyer's own words. In his closing argument, they used his own words, and I love it. Whew. The judge began quoting defense attorney statements from prior days in court, owning up to Diddy's domestic violence. Prosecutors are asking for a minimum of 51 months in prison. Diddy has been in jail for 10 and will be credited for the time served when he is sentenced. No, give him the maximum. Like the prosecutor stood up and said, oh, no. We're looking to give him up to 20 years. Give it to him. This man needs to learn a lesson. Him and Donald Trump are the same person. Donald Trump and Diddy are the same exact person. Just one is a black man that's more attractive, not that cute, but more attractive. And Donald Trump is a pale white man with an orange face and a pop belly. Okay. So this is from Progressive Power. I'm going to show you all. And I'm going to show you, then I'm going to read it to you. I'm showing you, then I'm going to read it to you, okay? So it says, Obama in 1991, surrounded by law books, first ever black president of Harvard Law Review. See, Donald Trump, you can't sit with him. You don't have the education. All you know to do is be a con man. That's how you have gotten to where you are today. Okay, Trump in 1992, surrounded by child, molesters, teenage girls, and depravity. So I think I would rather have been around President Barack Obama in 1991. So Kamala Harris, this is where she has to, we're going to compare her and JD-Vance. Kamala Harris as VP being a tiebreaker and JD-Vance as a VP being a tiebreaker, because he was a tiebreaker for this big, beautiful mess America is in. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, okay? And then you need to see the difference. I'm going to read it to you, the difference in these two people. It's pretty much been that way forever. Clear, greed, and black, concerned about others. We'd be too concerned about other races. They ain't concerned about us. So Kamala Harris used a tiebreaker vote to help the needy. JD Vance used a tiebreaker vote to help the greedy. I'm going to say that again. Kamala Harris used a tiebreaker vote to help the needy. JD Vance used a tiebreaker vote to help the greedy. And the shame is on that Oval Office right now. And right now, we're going to watch this video from YouTube with the AOC and Jasmine Crockett. They team up to expose the orange man. Hold on.
I will wrap up by saying this. I don't really understand what it is that y'all plan to go back and tell your constituents. I'm glad that some of y'all decided to show up. But the reality is that you have sold your constituents out for 83 people in this country. And each of our districts should have approximately 766,000 people. How is it that you can explain that we still are running up the credit card and we have nothing to show for it except for the fact that we won't have food on the tables and we won't have health care? And with that, I will yield.
Very well said from Representative Jasmine Crockett. I want to walk you all through a series of clips of some of our best political knife fighters. That's what I call them. People who are able to go out there and just using words are able to punch back at current Republican bills or Republican talking points or authoritarian executive orders coming straight from Donald Trump. So as Jasmine Crockett points out in that video, first of all, how are Republicans going to
Thank you, Queen Victorious One.
I mean, this isn't something they can campaign on in the midterms. This is not something they can be proud of or go back to their district and talk to people about. In fact, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene will likely hide from the people in her district. She likes to do the media, but who knows how she interacts with her own constituents. Lauren Boebert is a carpetbagger who directly switched districts in Colorado just 2 years back. So we're going to watch AOC punching back against this bill. I really like when Jasmine Crockett said, quote, "We are running up the credit card, basically increasing the debt, and we have nothing to
Added
show for it
$5
except
trillion
less food on
to our
people's tables
deficit.
and less health care." You know, for the richest country in the world, with all of these billionaires creating wealth for us, we're really not seeing that wealth going downstream and helping people who really, really need and deserve
They're
it.
stealing from the poor in the middle class.
The money's not trickling down, Ronald Reagan. At this point, we need social safety nets, and as the richest country in the world, that's not too much to ask for. I digress. Let's listen to AOC talking about the same thing and the stripping of Medicaid en masse across the country. If you want to help support the work, if you want to help spread the word, you can drop a like below and make sure you're subscribed to the Adam Mockler feed as we do breaking news,
subscribe to his
live streams,
channel,
and videos,
please.
and build a company that can punch back against MAGA. To continue.
You know, President Trump had issued some statements throughout this process saying and urging, insisting that this bill does not cut Medicaid. He's also said some things, you know, he says he doesn't think I'm too much of a smart person. And I'll tell you one thing. It doesn't take a smart person to know if you're being lied to.
Yep.
President Trump, you're either being lied to or you are lying
to
the American people. Because this bill represents, in the text of this bill, the largest and greatest loss of health care in American history. 17 million Americans will lose their health care on this bill, not undocumented people, not quote unquote the disgusting term illegal, but 17 million Americans will have their health care cut from this bill. On this point,
yeah, we have a lot more clips to play, but the key point she made right there is that Americans are being harmed. Donald Trump, jdvance, the Republican Party as a whole.
As Adam is saying, Americans are being harmed. They're not being harmed by migrants, illegal immigrants. We are being harmed by the system that's supposed to look out for us. But the Republican MAGA Party are only fattening their pockets. They're not in that Oval Office, his cabinet. They're not doing anything to help us, the middle class and the poor. They care nothing about you may lose your benefits. Nothing about it. Cody Baker, suck one. They care nothing about you losing your benefits. They care nothing about the school children losing their lunches. They care nothing about the needy that need their food stamps, their EBT cards. They don't care. And it's not just about the Medicaid, Medicare, because there's different names for it. So in different states, it's not all the same name. So MAGA think they're safe. Baby, you get free health care, you ain't safe. They just change the name with different states. It's called different things in different states.
$78 million Americans
Pay attention.
Medicaid. That is 20% of the population. Wait a minute, Christina. Wait. 20% of the population has Medicaid. How can that be? Did you know that Medicaid is not called Medicaid in every state? Uh-oh, you didn't think about that. In Alaska,
Cody Baker is spamming me. Please remove Cody Baker.
Medicaid is called
remove Cody Baker, please.
In Tennessee, Medicaid is
Thank
called
you.
TennCare. In the red state of Arkansas, it's called health care.
Thank you,
In
Queen.
Alabama, it's called Alabama Medicaid.
I'm going to play this again because I didn't want to talk through this.
Medicaid is called Iowa Health Link. In the red state of Virginia, Medicaid is called Cardinal Care. 78 million Americans have Medicaid. How many of those MAGA have Medicaid and they're too dumb to even know it? And right now, that's about to be cut. What state do you live in? I'll tell you what your Medicaid is called. Follow for all things personal finance, economic news, and some common sense. 78 million Americans have Medicaid. That is 20% of the population. Wait a minute, Christina. Wait. 20% of the population has Medicaid. How can that be? Did you know that Medicaid is not called Medicaid in every state? Uh-oh, you didn't think about that. In Alaska, Medicaid is called Denali Care. In South Carolina, Medicaid is called Healthy Connections. In Tennessee, Medicaid is called TennCare. In the red state of Arkansas, it's called Health Care. In Alabama, it's called Alabama Medicaid. In Iowa, Medicaid is called Iowa Health Link. In the red state of Virginia, Medicaid is called Cardinal Care. 78 million Americans have Medicaid. How many of those
78 million have Medicaid. MAGA that's coming in here harassing me, I guarantee they get Medicaid. They get food stamps. And if they live in North Carolina, in the mountains and their homes were destroyed, those are the ones that's really getting food stamps now. They sitting around getting government care, but come in my chat and harass me, and I'm not receiving it. But I will be honest, I wish I could. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I would love to get free food. It's hard out here.
I get really pissed about this meme because none of them have won the gold medal for the mental gymnastics it would take to prove this meme wrong. And me personally, I'm not a big fan of the term anchor baby. It's meant to be derogatory for some people.
Oh, well.
And it's also not a legal designation. But let's go through this meme real quick. Ivana Trump right here. She was born in Czechoslovakia. She immigrated here. She is an immigrant. She was Donald Trump's first wife. Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka, and Eric were all born in the United States, okay? She is their mom, and she was still an immigrant. She was not a U.S. citizen when she gave birth to all three of these people. She was a legal resident at the time, but according to maggot logic, that means that she's still not a citizen and that she's an illegal, right? Melania here was Donald Trump's third wife. She was born in Slovenia and immigrated here. Melania got pregnant with Donald Trump's son, Barron, over here. And she gave birth to him here in the United States before she was a U.S. citizen. You're not going to see Tiffany Trump here because both of her parents were U.S. citizens, okay? We're just talking about the anchor babies of the family. So if this whole picture here is what y'all meant by immigrants are ruining the country, I can see where you're coming from. Maggots are really
yep, I see it too. Those anchor babies, they need to be deported. They need to be deported. Melania needs to go right along with them. Because that Einstein visa, she didn't deserve it. One moment.
The president has just withheld $6.8 billion from being dispersed to K through 12 schools. Everyone come to the front. That's correct. $6.8 billion has been withheld by President Trump that is supposed to be dispersed today on July 1st to K through 12 schools. Let's talk about what's happening, what's important, and what could happen next. This money that was supposed
they do not care about our children
to be paid today, July 1st, 2025, was already approved by Congress. As of right now, that money is allocated to, but not limited to, teacher training, classroom technology, after-school programming, such as 21st Century Community Learning Centers, which are completely gone now. It also includes our English language learner program and migrant education. As of July 1st, 2025, Title I and special education are not in that $6.8 billion. That is important to note. So how can they do this if Congress has already allocated the money? Technically, the White House can withhold the funds if they say that they are doing a program review. Now, keep in mind, this is the exact same amount of money that's in the One Big Beautiful Bill. They just knew that they were going to have to pay it today, so they went ahead and kept it from students. School starts in a month. As you can imagine, this is going to wreak havoc on public schools. What does this mean for K through 12 education? What this means is immediately you are going to see canceled after school programs, which are going to affect working parents. You are going to see less supports in classrooms, which are going to affect every single student. You are going to see less ELL, English language learner curriculum, which ultimately isn't just going to affect the English language learners, it will affect every single student in the school. You will see less teachers because they will not have funds to pay them. You will see less qualified teachers because they are cutting teacher training. You will have your child using out-of-date technology because they have cut classroom technology funds. Guess what? They're just going to tell you you're going to have to buy one anyway. Why? Because they are privatizing education. So what you can do right now, you can use your voice, share with your community. You need to get connected into your school board today. Get onto your child's school website, know who your school board members are, know when that first school board member meeting is, and show us. This is just the beginning of the amount of money that they are going to withhold from education. They are privatizing education, starving out public schools. Buckle up. Our president has just withheld $6.8 billion.
I've been telling y'all that Donald Trump and his cabinet care nothing about the children. I believe the children are our future. That's why I invested in my child. I made sure I lived in a great neighborhood in Buckhead so she can get the education that she needs. My daughter graduated from North Atlanta High School. She was a officer of the law. She went in the military. She graduated from Georgia State University, one of the best universities in Georgia. My daughter, if I wouldn't have sacrificed things for myself to make sure she had the education that she has gotten, she wouldn't be at the level she's at now. And right now, because of the White House, the Oval Office, the children now that's in school, they may not stand a chance. So what we have to do is call our local state senators and let them know we're not gonna accept y'all abusing the elderly by taking their Medicare, abusing the school children. This lady, this queen right here that had spoken, she is speaking of so much knowledge. She works in the school system, y'all. She knows what she's talking about. Our children deserve the best. So what they have done, they're taking from the public schools and making sure that the private schools, people have vouchers. What kind of SHIT is that? You take from the poor, just as Donald Trump's cabinet is taking from the poor and giving to the rich. The taxpayers doesn't matter to that mega Republican Party. We, the American people, do not matter to them. They could care less about us. All they care about is fattening their pockets. And they don't care for anything to trickle down to the middle class and the poor. The middle class is becoming the poor, you guys. But we must try to do our best, because when like all these foundations, like this young lady, I always donate money to her foundation. When school starts back, I could be going through something myself, but I always try to donate something to help school children. Even in my magazine, I celebrate our college grads. I try to put our youth in my magazine as well, because they need to be celebrated. Because I'm going to tell you, it is not easy Like this one lady I put in my magazine, she has a 4.2 GPA. While who had a 1.28 GPA? Donald Trump. She has a 4.2 GPA. Beautiful black queen, young black queen. And she will be attending one of the greatest colleges. We got to do something. We have been let down by the MAGA Republican Party. They have told the Americans, we don't care. One moment, please. And because they don't care, that affects the most vulnerable people, the elderly and the children. Yes, it affects them very badly. I'm going to show you something else about it. This is another educator. Hold on, that's in Spanish. I apologize. Everybody don't speak Spanish. She did it in Spanish. Hold on, please.
Been dying to dig into this. I've been asking myself for years why Trump's followers can't see reality. So I did my research, and I'm going to share it with you. Let's talk about the psychology behind the Trump cult. Because that's what it is. It's not a normal political movement anymore. It's a cult of personality. And if we want to fight it, we have to understand it. So let's break it down. First, Trump
hit
doesn't
the like
offer
button,
policies.
please.
He offers identity. He's not popular because of what he does, but because of what he represents. To many of his followers, he's the walking, talking middle finger to a system they believe has failed them. They see him as their guy.
Mediocre white man.
Honest,
mediocre
not because
white
he
man.
helps them, but because he talks like them, rages like them, and punches the
Low
people
IQ
they've been
like
told
them.
to blame for everything. In psychology, there's a term for this: identity fusion. It's when your personal identity becomes fused with your group or leader. That's why criticism of Trump feels like a personal attack to his supporters. It's not just
hello,
he's
King
being
Allen.
criticized. It's I'm being criticized. Second, he offers revenge, not solutions. He doesn't promise to fix healthcare or raise wages or protect your rights. He promises to go after them. Whether it's immigrants, the press, Black activists, LGBTQ people, liberals, college students, elites, anyone outside the tribe. That's classic authoritarianism. Give people a sense of law. Tell them who stole it. Then promise to make them pay. And to some people, that rage, that promise of vengeance is more emotionally satisfying than actual policy. It doesn't fix their problems, but it feels like power. Third, people crave order, and Trump promises strength. When institutions fail, when you don't trust the media, the courts, elections, schools, you start to look for a savior, someone who says, only I can fix it. That's why Trump acts like a strong man. He creates the crisis, then sells himself as the only one tough enough to stop it. He's done that over and over and over again. He's not leading a movement. He's leading a dependency. Fourth, his followers are trapped. I've been dying to dig into this.
Hit the like
I've been
button,
asking myself
please.
for years why Trump's followers can't see reality. So I did my research, and I'm going to share it with you. Let's talk about the psychology behind the Trump cult. Because that's what it is. It's not a normal political movement anymore. It's a cult of personality. And if we want to fight it, we have to understand it. So let's break it down. First, Trump doesn't offer policies. He offers identity.
Yep.
He's not popular because of what he does, but because of what he represents. To many of his followers, he's the walking, talking middle finger to a system they believe has failed them. They see him as their guy, not because he's honest, not because he helps them, but because he talks like them, rages like them, and punches the people they've been told to blame for everything.
Black people,
there's a
brown
term
people.
for this: identity fusion. It's when your personal identity becomes fused with your group or leader. That's why criticism of Trump feels like a personal attack to his supporters. It's not just he's being criticized. It's I'm being criticized. Second, he offers revenge, not solutions. He doesn't promise to fix healthcare or raise wages or protect your rights. He promises to go after them, whether it's immigrants, the press, Black activists, LGBTQ people, liberals, college students, elites, anyone outside the tribe. That's classic authoritarianism. Give people a sense of law. Tell them who stole it, then promise to make them pay. And to some people, that rage, that promise of vengeance is more emotionally satisfying than actual policy. It doesn't fix their problems, but it feels like power. Third, people crave order, and Trump promises strength. When institutions fail, when you don't trust the media, the courts, elections, schools, you start to look for a savior, someone who says, only I can fix it. That's why Trump acts like a strong man. He creates the crisis, then sells himself as the only one tough enough to stop it. He's done that over and over and over again. He's not leading a movement. He's leading a dependency. Fourth, his followers are trapped. I've been dying to dig into this. I've been asking myself for years why.
That explains MAGA, y'all. That explains MAGA. He gives them stuff to make them feel secure. But the whole time is authoritarian. MAGA is a cult. I've been telling y'all that MAGA is a terroristic group. They took off their hoodies and they put on the red hats. And I'm going to just leave it as that. It's a terroristic group. Donald Trump don't care about them, but he makes them feel whole in their racist ways.
We have some big news right now. Zohran Mamdani is firing back at Donald Trump after Donald Trump suggested possibly revoking Zohran Mamdani's citizenship, deporting Mamdani, and even imprisoning him if he prevents ICE from conducting operations in New York City. Mamdani issued a new statement minutes ago saying the President of the United States just threatened to have me arrested, stripped of my citizenship, put in a detention camp, and deported. Not because I have broken any law, but because I will refuse to let ICE terrorize our city. His statements don't just represent an attack on our democracy, but an attempt to send a message to every New Yorker who refuses to hide in the shadows. If you speak up, they will come for you. We will not accept this intimidation. That is his clear and unequivocal message. If you missed it earlier today, Donald Trump was in the Everglades.
Donald Trump want everybody to be scared of him. Don't be scared of Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a man that was bullied all his life, and he was a bully. Donald Trump was a bully that was bullied. So to make himself feel like a strong man, he built this cult, MAGA. Actually, is a weak group of people. And the MAGA people that actually have the funds, that are the millionaires and billionaires, they are mediocre white men, intimidated by Black people who have education. They're intimidated and wants to put it on the Black and brown people why they haven't succeeded in life. That's what's happening in America. It's a lot that's happening here that I just don't agree with. And we don't have to accept it. My Black skin doesn't mean I got to accept anyone's abuse.
They said Biden was too old to run, but they didn't vote for the younger Kamala Harris, almost like they didn't care about age. They said Kamala Harris wasn't qualified, but Trump can't read or spell. They said Biden couldn't walk up a flight of stairs. And here's one we heard a lot.
Watch here.
Biden didn't even know where
Trump
he is.
failed himself.
And here we see Trump, who can't find a big black limousine that was parked right in front of Air Force One.
Right in his face.
He couldn't find the limousine right in front of him. And here he is about to walk into a wall. And my favorite one is Biden couldn't complete a sentence.
You saw that? He was walking into a wall.
Campaign of terror, murder, mayhem will not be tolerated any longer.
State taxes as well. The state taxes hopefully will magnificently.
He can't read.
Added the shield and shelter, criminal. Look, wait.
He can't read.
The December assault. The members of our armed forces, and you understand that very well.
And let me the dumbest man on earth.
You a beautiful, look, they were trying to
He
take
can't even read
Christmas
beautiful.
you remember? We begin our, hey, look, this is a good place. Is this a great thing to do? You came for, I mean, look, from where
He's such a fucking idiot. He's such a dumbass that people can't see it.
Look, wait. And you understand that very well. Look, you remember? Yes, look, you saw it.
They said Biden was too old to run, but they didn't vote for the younger Kamala Harris, almost like they didn't care about age. They said Kamala.
These mediocre white men. They wouldn't vote for somebody that actually had the qualifications in the education. MAGA and the white racists voted for Donald Trump, who can't even read. And when he signed bills, he doesn't even read them. That's how he knows nothing about the, oh, he knows. I ain't gonna lie and say he don't know about the Medicaid. I would be lying. He knows. He just lies to say he didn't know anything about there's no cuts to Medicaid, Medicare. He's a liar. Donald Trump is a compulsive liar. His entire family, his entire cabinet they're compulsive liars. There's no other way to put it, look at it, flip it, script it, rub it around. They are compulsive liars. So I'm going to show you this and I'm going to read it to you. So if he want to start sending people away for birthright citizenship first, he better start with his family, his children. So I'm going to show this to you, then I am going to read it to you, okay? Start with your children, Donnie. So it says, seems like a good day to remind everyone that Trump's ex-wife, Ivana, wasn't an American citizen until 1988. Listen, she gave birth to Don Jr. in 1977, Ivanka in 1981, and Eric in 1984. Let's cancel their birthright citizenship first. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Your pearly white skin is not better than my brown skin, my black skin. No, it's not. Because if it was, you wouldn't be aging so fast. Thank you for the blue hearts, LaSwan, King LaSwan. Thank you. So the problem is, Donald Trump said the problem is immigrants and felons. Okay. So we have an immigrant that's Melania Trump, and we have a felon that is Donald Trump. Who is a felon today? P. Diddy. So Donald Trump and P. Diddy are the same person, and Melania Trump can join the freak off. Donald Trump said the problem is, which you should have said the problems are immigrant and felons. Immigrants and felons. Okay, Melania Trump is the immigrant and Donald Trump, you are the felon. How many felony counts does Donald Trump has? He has 34 felonies. You're the problem. The biggest problem is in the Oval Office. He is the enemy within. So BP Kamala Harris, she has something to say about this big, beautiful bill and how it's affecting healthcare. I'm going to show you, then I'm going to read it to you, okay? So this is what I'm going to read to y'all, what the VP Kamala Harris has to say. I'm going to say President Kamala Harris because she actually won. It was stolen from her. So President Kamala Harris says, thanks to Senate Republicans, 17 million people will lose their health care. Thanks to Senate Republicans, rural hospitals will close. Yep, that's true. Thanks to Senate Republicans, 3 million Americans, including veterans and seniors, will lose their food assistance. Yep, that's true. Thanks to Senate Republicans, families will see their energy bills go up by $400 a year. In Georgia, it has already gone up. Senate Republicans are doing all of this and more, hurting working people across our nation in order to pay the $1 trillion $1 trillion in tax cuts for billionaires. We knew that. There is still time to stop this bill before it passes in the House. Call 202-224-3121 and tell your representatives to vote no. It hasn't been passed in the House yet when I last checked today. Can you see the number? I'm gonna read it to you again. The number to call is 202-224-321 and tell your representative to vote no. Right now, I feel like Donald Trump, he has done nothing but set everything on fire. He looked at the trash can full of paper and decided he wanted to climb off under that trash can because, he ain't nothing but a piece of gun stuck on the trash can. And he set the trash can on fire. That's what he's doing to America. And MAGA, I can't convince you because you're in a cult and you brainwash. But what I will do is continue to come on here and tell y'all the facts of what is happening. One moment.
To their health care in his community. Almost 60,000 households could lose access to food assistance. Why would Scott Perry vote for this bill? Almost 25,000 people in his community would lose access to health care. Almost 40,000 households would lose
all
access
about
to
white power.
assistance.
Why would David Valadea vote for this bill? Over 65,000 people in his
all about
district
white
will
power.
lose access to health care. 60,000 households will lose access to their food assistance. Why would young Kim vote for this bill either? Over 31,000 people in her communities will lose their health care, and 15,000 households could lose access to food assistance. Why would Marionette Miller Meeks vote for this bill? 25,000 people would lose access to their health care. Almost 29,000 households would lose access to their food assistance.
Why would Gabe Evans vote for this bill? 29,000 people will lose access to health care. 30,000 households will lose access to food nutrition programs. Why would Rob Bresnahan vote for this bill? More than 30,000 people would lose access to their health care in his community. Almost 60,000 households could lose access to food assistance. Why would Scott Perry vote for this bill? Almost 25,000 people.
They voted for that bill because they are selfish people. There's nothing else to say. There's no way to cover up anymore, MAGA Republicans. You don't care about anybody. You're only concerned about your household. Then y'all want to say y'all Christians. Are you doing the Christian thing? Taking from children, taking from the elderly, taking from families that need help, taking from the veterans that got out there and fought for this country? That mean more to you? Does it mean more to you that you protect a man that has 34 felonies? That's what America is right now. America is not a country of dignity. Once Donald Trump stepped his foot back in the Oval Office, America is nothing but a country full of lies and deceit. A country full of racist white people that want to hurt black and brown people. A country full of clear people in the Oval Office running things that do not like you because your race, your skin. That's what America is today. A country that want to send you out there how they did black people with the alligators. They used to feed the black babies to the alligators. And what they done is build a concentration camp where they talking about and bragging about sicking alligators on our beautiful brown people and black people as well, because they've been picking up black people. ICE don't discriminate. If your skin is darker than theirs, you're a bad person and you ain't committing not one crime. That's where America is. America is not safe for black and brown people. They hate you because you're darker than them. They hate you because through all the midst of your heartache and pain, you succeeded. Let me tell you something about Mexicans. They will outwork anybody. They're not afraid to get out there and try. But what does Donald Trump do? He had them picked up from ICE, from building your homes, and now your homes can't be finished built. He had them picked up from out there working the farms, and now we don't have enough food in the grocery stores because of Donald Trump and his greed and selfish ways that he inherited from his mother and father. And all of the MAGA Republicans inherited from their mother and father, their selfish, evil, conniving ways. This country is doomed. And you can only blame the clear people. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my live. May God continue to help you grow as an individual. Pray for this world. It's a dark world in America. Very dark world in America. Hit the like button, please. Come on, hit the like button. This Republican Party and Donald Trump have done nothing but demonize the entire world, not just America, the entire world. Donald Trump is disliked by some of the biggest world leaders, all of them. Every country is doing better than America right now, but he wants to tell other countries what to do. You can't even run this country properly. We're drowning in debt. You added $5 trillion more to the debt ceiling, you big buffoon. How can you consider yourself a leader? You're not a leader. You're a cult creator, a destroyer. You're not a man of God. You are a monster like P. Diddy. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my live. I pray that in the storm, we will be okay. That's what I pray for. In the storm, a life under Trump, I pray to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that we will be okay. I love you guys. America's a dark place because of Donald Trump. God bless. Bye.